My name is Karen McJunkin. I'm the chairperson of the Local Development Council, and I would like to welcome you all to this morning's event at this wonderful venue. It'd be nice if it were warm and we could open these things up, but what a wonderful place to have this. And today we are so pleased to be here to award over $19 million in live casino impact grants to deserving recipients. A little bit of background. The Local Development Council, or the LDC as we call it, is a 15-member group appointed by the county executive that includes a cross-section of community representatives, business representatives, as well as a state senator and 2 state delegates from this district. The LDC serves as an advisory body to the county executive on how local impact dollars collected from Live Casino can best be allocated and invested to support and enhance the lives of those that live and work in the area around the casino. Our recommended priorities have been and continue to be investments in public safety, education, transportation improvements, including bicycle and pedestrian networks, park improvements, and local community grants. Specifically, the LDC focuses on projects and initiatives that, and I can't emphasize this enough, projects that truly make a difference for those living and working within the 3-mile radius of the casino. The LDC meets on a monthly basis to discuss strategic priorities, hear grant presentations, and discuss and debate grant applications. A great deal of work is put in by members behind the scenes outside of these meetings, evaluating grant applications, answering applicants' questions, and identifying grant opportunities. I cannot thank the LDC members enough for their dedication to the LDC and for helping to ensure that the monies awarded will indeed make a real difference. Before we move on with the rest of the program, I would like to acknowledge the LDC members in attendance today. Senator DeGrange. Is Pam Beidel or Ted Sophocles here? They're not. I see Raj Kachakar. Thanks for coming. Donzella Parker-Burt. Rusty Bristow. Steve Regal, Travis Lamb. Anybody I missed? There he is, Gene Condon in the back. Can you please give them a round of applause for their service? And now on to the fun part. I would like to introduce and turn it over to Joe Weinberg, Managing Partner of the Cordish Companies.
Well, thank you and good morning. And Karen, thank you. Karen got tricked into leading the LDC and thought it was only going to be a little bit of a part-time endeavor. And she's dedicated, hundreds and hundreds of her personal time to it. And we really appreciate all your efforts on the LDC. So. Well, this is really our company's favorite day of the year, every year. And today we're going to give out $19.6 million of local development council grants. This will put us over $100 million of grants that we've been able to contribute from the Live Hotel Casino since we've opened. And so when we have this ability to kind of sit back and reflect, what's been generated from this one facility, from the over 4,000 employees we have here at Live Hotel and Casino, and who here every day, showing a great time to the people who visit the county and visit this facility. It's really a very meaningful day for us to be able to sit back and reflect. And it's not only the $100 million in local grants that this facility has generated. In our 5 years of operation, we have paid to the county $1.5 billion in taxes, of which $1.2 billion has gone to fund education in the state of Maryland. So when you sit back and reflect on just what this one facility has been able to generate, the industry in general, $2.7 billion in taxes to the state. It's a tremendous economic engine for the entire state. And we're very proud of the role that this facility has played, both statewide and as well as here in the county. In addition, we've, as a facility and our employees, have been very involved in the community, in the nonprofit world within the community, philanthropically. We're one of the largest contributors to charities in the state of Maryland, as well as here in Anne Arundel County. And so both with our time as well as our funds. And again, to be able to sit back and reflect on that today is always very important to us. So we look forward to getting on with announcing all these great grants that are being made to the community today. So I'd like to introduce, to start off the festivities, Steve Hsu, our county executive, who has been a tremendous champion for economic development here in Anne Arundel County, and a great partner in helping us to continue to generate these types of revenues to support the community. So, Steve.
Good morning, everybody. Computers are wonderful things, and so are computer files because they save immense amounts of information, including last year's speech, which has been inadvertently printed out for me for today's presentation. We're just going to try to work through this best we can. First of all, I want to thank the Live Hotel Casino organization for hosting us here today in this fabulous facility. This is a great room. And if you haven't been here in good weather, this whole ceiling retracts and it becomes an outdoor garden area. It's absolutely wonderful. And the Cordish organization has been such great partners to Anne Arundel County and to Anne Arundel County government over the years. The amount of economic activity, the tens of millions of visitors that come to this facility each and every year, the jobs that are generated by this facility are just amazing. And it's going to be even better. It's going to be even better thanks to the actions of Michael Peruka and the other councilmen on Tuesday night that approved our proposal for a pilot agreement which will allow the Cordish organization to construct a 4,000-person convention center here at Live Hotel and Casino, and will allow Anne Arundel County for the first time to have community college graduations, pre-K through 12 graduations, public safety graduations, very large-scale business events, and performances, fine arts performances, rock events, all sorts of things right here in Anne Arundel County for the very first time. So it's very, very exciting. The Local Development Council is doing great work throughout this region of Anne Arundel County. This year, they will be taking receipt of nearly $20 million of grants, and you'll be hearing shortly what specific grants those will be. I want to thank Chairman Karen McJunkin for her great work, as well as the other members of the LDC for all that they're doing to see that those dollars are allocated wisely and carefully for the betterment of this community from a transportation perspective, an economic perspective, educational perspective, and transportation perspective. My final duty today is not to introduce Pete Smith, as my script says, but Senator Ed DeGrange. Ed DeGrange has been a great supporter of Anne Arundel County for many years. He's been a great supporter of Live Casino and Hotel. And I want to just point out that in case you are not aware, Senator DeGrange has announced his retirement after more than 20 years of public service to the state of Maryland, and I'd ask you to give him a round of applause.
Well, good morning. It's great. Steve keeps reminding me that I'm going to be retiring. I don't know whether that's, hey, that's a good thing or bad thing. But at any rate, this is my last session. I'm not leaving today. I'll be here for another year, so you have to put up with me at least that long. You know, when we passed the legislation that allowed gaming in the state of Maryland, you know, it was quite a ordeal to get that through. And it finally did happen. I think the Senate passed the legislation on 3 occasions under the Ehrlich administration, and finally we got the House in the next term, first year, to get past the legislation. And it's lived up to everything that we had hoped for. The monies that are coming in to generate income for the county, for the state, the jobs that it's created here, all have come about, and especially the money that has gone to the local development councils, which was part of the legislation to create this. And it's serving within this community where the impact, that was a promise that was made, and that's a promise that was certainly kept. And the more successful that this beautiful world-class facility that was built by the Cordish companies, it is just, it keeps improving. It keeps improving every day. And the monies that are generated, the jobs, the hotel that's coming on board, the conference center that's going to be well utilized by the county, they've lived up to everything that they committed to, and then some. So I am just happy to be here to view and see all the monies that have gone to the local communities and the nonprofits throughout the county, particularly in this 3-mile radius, and congratulate each and every one of you. I know that the announcements on that will be made shortly, not by me, but and I'll still be here for another year. So when you hear Steve say I'm retiring, it's not today. Thank you all very much.
Okay, Steve, why don't you come up and join me and get us started, start us off.
Okay. Oh, you've got the right script.
Yes.
Okay, first up is the Council of Unit Owners of Spring Meadows Condominiums, $35,310 for a new fence for the community pool. I want to acknowledge Sheila Henriquez and Patricia Dunn. Should I go ahead and read them through?
Yeah, just keep.
Okay, I'm going to read them through. Ridge Forest Glen Homeowners Association, $25,000 to build a common playground and relaxation area. Robbie Mather and Piet Dedrew. Jessup Improvement Association, $33,893 to replace their HVAC system. Ashbury Woods Condominium Association, $20,000 to add and upgrade street lights and an entrance sign. Anne Arundel Medical Center, $5,000 for additional equipment for adventure therapy program. Joe Deaton has joined us today. Restoration Community Development Corporation, $15,000 for education and mentoring programs for middle school students. Cheryl Menendez. Associated Catholic Charities, Sarah's House, $20,000 for additional teaching staff. Amy Collier has joined us today. National Electronics Museum, $25,000 for field trips for local elementary schools. Michael Simons, thanks for being here. And Meade Senior High School PTS Association Capital Music Lab, $40,000 to replace and update their piano and guitar labs. Thanks for being here, Mike Rogers.
We also have Junior Achievement of Central Maryland, $10,000 to bring junior achievement programs to 8 new schools. And we have Mandy Snyder and Caitlin Bellman here. Hebron Harmon Elementary School PTA, $13,000 to purchase Chromebooks for students. And we have Danielle, Rebecca Blassingame-White, and Rhonda Pindell-Charles here with us. Assistance League of Chesapeake, $17,000 for Operation School Bell. West Arundel Creative Arts, $10,000 for renovation and flooring. We have Rebecca Cortraba Bargava here. Kingdom Care, $12,500 for after-school mentoring program for homeless youth. And we have Antonio Palmer, Barbara Palmer, and Priola Monroe here with us today. Hands of Hope, $20,000 in funding to expand the Strengthening Families program. And we have Marcella Haskin-Hare and Sharon Burley here with us today. Donations from the Heart, $15,000 for rent, emergency assistance, and food pantry. And Robin Salmon is here with us today. The Boys and Girls Club of Annapolis and Anne Arundel County, $40,000 for after and out-of-school programs. And we have Lisa Lindsay Mondoro here with us today. Villages of Dorchester Homeowners Association, $10,000 to replace over 100 trees in their community.
Good stuff. Continuing on, Partners in Care, $10,000. Mandy Arnold and Linda Figallo joined us today. Meade High School Instrumental Music Association, $80,000. Mike Rogers. The Arc of the Chesapeake, $340,000. Rebecca White has joined us today. BWI Partnership, $450,000. Greg Pecoraro. The Anne Arundel County Public Library System, Skip Auld has joined us today, $1,250,000. Anne Arundel Community College, Dr. Dawn Lindsay and Dr. Alicia Marshall, $1.7 million. Anne Arundel County Recreation and Parks, $2.3 million, Rick Anthony and Mark Garrity. And finally, Anne Arundel County Office of Public Works, Department of Planning and Zoning, Alex Bacqui, $2.5 million.
So as you can see, there's just such a widespread impact of these impacts throughout the community, all kinds of organizations. We continue with the Fort Meade Alliance Foundation, $500,000. This is for the construction of the new Fort Meade Resiliency Center. And here to tell us about this center, we have with us Dion Vergutz. Dion, are you? Okay.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and it's just a real pleasure to be here. Many thanks to all that have been involved to make this grant happen. I do serve as the president of the Fort Meade Alliance Foundation. Our vice president, Jay Baldwin's here as well. And we've had a really strategic and important relationship with the county and the region for well over 10 years. I wanted to give just a glimpse into what we are going to create that's going to support hundreds of thousands of people for many years to come. And so I have a few charts to show you, and I think I can hit the clicker here. We have embarked on a capital campaign, a $3.6 million campaign called Ready, Strong, and Connected. And it's really about the Fort Meade community, and building resiliency and education and wellness. And we always like to think about it in terms of first keeping people well and having those programs around to support them. And then at the same time, on their path through life, they will stumble. And we want to make sure that they are resilient such that they can get back up onto that path. And underlying all of that is education. And so really this is about resiliency, education, wellness, and how they all play together. So leading with the vision, we have been supporting the military, the civilian personnel, veterans, their families, and the communities for over 12 years. This facility is Coon Hall. It's on Fort Meade. However, it is all about supporting those in the community and that live, work, and play on the fort and in the Anne Arundel County area. And there are literally hundreds of thousands of people that live in the area that go on and off the post and use the resources that are available. Coon Hall is the name of the facility, and this will be that center hub that will bring together all of the programming to connect the community and all the resources that are made available, along with those that are on the installation. Don't want to double click here. Here we go. Okay, 12,000 square feet. It's 3 floors. It's a very historic building today, as many of the facilities on the installation. We are going to completely gut the facility, all 3 floors. We're going to renovate it. We're going to bring it up to all of the current codes and standards, make it ADA compliant and accessible, and turn this turnkey around to facilitate resiliency, education, and wellness programs, and really connect everything together in a very flexible space, which is going to really open up a lot of opportunities to to those that are able to use the resources of the facility. And the campaign itself, it is a solution to bring together all of the different programs, and we think about it in terms of physical programs, family-related programs, spiritual programs, behavioral health, and physical programs. You bring all of those, that's what makes people resilient. We bring all of those programs together into a single location and be able to coordinate back out. Today, it's very stovepiped. There are so many programs that happen here in the community, so many programs that are on the installation available. A lot of times they are not connected. And what the campaign does, what this facility does, it brings it all together, both physically and with IT and information systems, to be able to share that information and make it readily available for the hundreds and thousands of people that will be able to use this facility for years to come. So we're really excited about it. We're in the design phase as we speak, and next year we should finish out the campaign to actually put the construction to it and have it completed and be able to turn it back over to the operations of the installation. This truly is a partnership between the community and all the stakeholders, the companies, the individuals, the organizations, and the installation. One of the things we're so excited about is even the garrison commander has said that Coon Hall, for all those that are transitioning to Fort Meade, their families, their children, the soldiers, the DoD civilians, this will be the first stopping point for them, where they can really learn about all that's available for them and for their families, and from there be able to move out to the other programs and the like. So this could not be done without the partnership of the Local Development Council and the support that we've received from the local, state, and federal delegations, for the hundreds of thousands in the community, and all those that are members of the Fort Meade Alliance, the Fort Meade Alliance Foundation, all the donors that are out there. So we're excited about this. We're so grateful for the grant, and you have my commitment that we will be very good stewards of the grant. So thank you very much.
So it's very exciting to see how these grants can really help support increasing services to people who live in the community, to members who are serving our country in the armed forces, and where we can really, as opposed to just keeping the trains running, where we can really increase the level of service and commitment to the people in this community. One of the largest recipients of the grants since we've opened has been the Anne Arundel County Police Department, and we've had a tremendous relationship with the police department. We closely coordinate all the efforts to make this area in the county in general one of the safest places that people can be. And we have a grant this year of $3,682,000 to the Anne Arundel County Police Department, which will be used towards a new armored vehicle and other services. So I'd like to introduce Chief Tim Altemeyer to come up and to thank you, sir. Say a few words.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for having me today. I'd like to thank our hosts for having us out and for continuing to be such great partners for the public safety team here in Anne Arundel County. At the outset, I'll admit to you that I'm less well-dressed than my public safety colleague to my right up here. I'll beg you to understand it's because I work harder than him, and really that's all it is. When we talk about the LDC and how it affects public safety in Anne Arundel County, it really comes down to two things. And both of those things have been mentioned here this morning already. You've heard about a lot of investment in our youth. I have Reverend Menendez, who is one of my best partners in the county in investing in our youth in and around Anne Arundel County, in the Annapolis area. And I'll tell you, as it relates to this discussion, it's very important. And then the other area is public safety. So everything we do on the Anne Arundel County Police Department with the grant money from the LDC relates to those two areas. Keeping people safe in and around this casino and this mall, being surgical when we need to, having enough people here and having the equipment we need to get in and deal with a threat safely. That's part one. And then part two, the LDC money has really helped us get back to being proactive in investing in the youth of our community. When I came to the Anne Arundel County Police Department 20 years ago, we had whole units designed to do nothing but interact in a meaningful, positive manner with the youth in our communities, particularly those communities who needed it most. When the Great Recession started and the budget started crunching, our ability to do that shrunk, atrophied, and went away. So when you look at the national conversation about policing the last 3 or 4 years, it becomes a no-brainer that we have to start investing again in our relationship with kids. So what I'm very proud to announce this year, we were able to bring back for the first time in 20 years our youth activities program on the Anne Arundel County Police Department. We are going into the communities and doing things with kids ranging from helping with homework, coaching and mentoring, to taking them to ball games, to introducing kids who would never in a million years have a chance to get on a sailboat and learn about sailing, through one-on-one interactions when a kid's having a crisis and needs help from a good, positive role model in uniform. This year we've gotten that up and running. It is going like gangbusters. I am so proud of the program. It has been funded solely by the LDC this year, and we're making a positive difference in kids' lives all over, particularly in the impact area of the LDC. So this year, what we're going to go after more is to beef that up, to increase our ability to impact kids and have a good relationship with them, and make it so that people look at police as more than the people who show up and put handcuffs on people and take them out of the community. You have my commitment that from this day till the day I take the uniform off, that will be a priority as we look at LDC funding and grant funding. And you also have my promise that we'll be sound fiscal stewards of the money that helps us get that done. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
We have about 20 million people a year who come through this complex, and our public safety officials just do a tremendous job. And so I'd just like to give another round of applause to. And finally, last but not least, our largest grant, and this has been a sustaining grant over our last 5 years, is to the Anne Arundel County Fire Department. And we have with us today Chief Alan Graves, and he and his department just do, again, a tremendous job along with the police department. We're really very lucky to have the leadership that we have in this county. And Chief, thank you.
Good morning. First, I'd like to really start out with, and I think I'll take a little bit of a privilege for the other organizations that have received grants, is to thank Live Casino and the Cordish Group, County Executive Hsu, and the Local Development Council for supporting all these great programs. And I might have said it last year, and I feel it every time I come up here, is we see, we always seem to be the largest recipient. And I'm very humbled by that. Being part of the fire department, I know we provide a great service to the community, but also I see that all these other great programs that are out there. And, it's humbling to be supported like this in some ways, but I feel really good about being part of all the other great programs that are here. So, really the programs that we support through the Local Development Council and the funding work on our equipment, in our facilities and our staffing. And of course, fire department, we need the big shiny trucks to be able to run on the calls. The very most important thing is we need the great people that staff those and provide the direct service to the community. And we also need good facilities. And we've been able to do that over the years with the funding through the LDC. Most recently, we purchased a ladder truck. And if you're not sure about the ladder truck, that's that big. Most people call them hook and ladders, but we don't have the fun truck with the little driver on the back. But maybe one day we'll be able to do that. But so we have the ladder truck, which has the longer ladder, the higher ladder, to be able to reach to higher areas. So that's our most recent purchase with the LDC money. We're going to have a groundbreaking this month on a renovation to the local fire station, Harmon's Dorsey Station. So that's been kind of a couple years in process, but we're working our way to that, and that's going to be a really great thing for the community. It's going to be able to, and for the firefighters themselves, because as you know, you're in a great facility like this. It makes you feel good. The same with our fire stations. We have a nice modern fire station, and it's great for the people that work there. The other thing that the LDC funding does is that, one, it allows us to provide better service to the community, but it also makes our jobs safer for our firefighters, and they're more efficient and they're able to do their job better. And like I said, this is just one of those projects that, among the many great projects that the LDC supports. And like I said, I'm very humbled to be a part of that, and I thank you all for that.
In closing, I want to thank Joe and the Quarters Companies, as well as County Executive Shu, for their wonderful support and partnership with the LDC. I know I can speak for the LDC members that after a day like today, we get very excited about getting to work on the next round of grant applications and grant awards, and we look forward to next year's announcement as well. I want to thank all of the guests and the media for coming today. We'll join the grant recipients and any LDC members that want to hang around for some photos with those really big checks over there. Following that, we'll be available to the media to answer any questions. Again, thank you all so much for coming, and we'll see you next year.